So, we are talking about psychic sensibilities, and this is the third day of me giving some psychic sensibilities, helping you to step into your psychic awareness and really understand it and use it as a tool in your life. I use my psychic awareness to tell if there's going to be a parking space or if someone's going to be late. I use it for the most ridiculous things, and I'm so grateful that it's my guide and it is correct all the time. You will find yours is too, all right? So today I'm going to give you some pointers on how one can interpret what they see and what they pick up on in psychic sensibilities. So we're up to psychic sensibility number 7, and the point I want to make is that when you begin to receive information, God will use your imagination. So people are like, oh, I don't know if that was my imagination, or it's like, well, yes, it was your imagination and the psychic answer, both. The psychic energy uses the images, the words, the memories that you have, and basically draws the little fantasy or draws the little image exactly as you would draw it. Now, this is part of the paradox of the whole situation. So you might ask, well, how do I know if it's my imagination that I completely made up or if it's psychic information? The answer is, in yesterday's slides, because you asked a question. This is one of the important reasons to ask a question, to ask and listen, because the answer is not your imagination, all right? And you'll find that the answer is usually surprising, a lot of times, and that's one of your own little proofs that you're not making this up. You're not making up the content, and your imagination isn't drawing on the fly, no matter how brilliant you are. So God does use your imagination to draw and to speak. You'll hear the voices you're accustomed to, and a lot of times people will actually hear the voices, like their mind creates those voices, and they hear those voices of their past life relatives or whatnot. Step 8 of psychic sensibilities: accept everything you see. So what that means is there is no debating, there is no comments, there's no judgments, there's no reactions, there's no opinions. You saw an image of your dead grandfather in a butterfly suit, and that's what you saw. Okay? And it's okay. Now, the smartass, that's our mind, his job is to take notes, but not to take off with any sort of conclusions, or take off with a comment, or smart off right now, or judge it, or react. No, oh my gods, right now. And this is the Yoda calm you always see with masters, where they're very calm. You are ready to accept anything you see and any truth that is unfolding in front of you. You really want to allow everything to unpack. And that's what I mean by the 9th point here, which is the yes and. When you receive information, your response to the psychic self and yourself should be yes and. Yes and. So the universe is like, and so if I'm doing a reading, for instance, the guides will be like, she's going to get a divorce. Yes and. That's just me saying, okay, I affirm what you've told me, and what else do you have? Okay, I've affirmed what you told me, what else do you have? This keeps you from denying and shutting down the pipe, okay? As soon as your mind starts to deny what it's seeing or blah, 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 you're out of the zone. So it's tricky this way. And this is one of my tricks. The answer is yes and. Now, you should always answer yes and to your heart also, by the way. If your heart wants ice cream, you should always say yes and sprinkles, right? So agree to everything. Unpack all your information, before you try to add it up. Information is nonlinear. So sometimes you're going to get the book idea and then part of the movie, and then the book, and then part of the movie. And it's not till you let it all out that you see what you have. It's just the way it is. And the way it's structured from the universe is usually to show you something anyway. So it's leading you down a conscious path. So it's often nonlinear. Try to keep your observations simple, like just the image, just the, not to run with it. I saw this, I saw that, I saw this, I saw that. The images are usually very simple for a reason, because in that simplicity, there's powerful telepathic awareness and knowing that comes in. And really, this is not the stage to add it up. In fact, as we move on to psychic abilities 10, 11, and 12, I'll be talking about how to add this up and how to keep the brain tame along the way.